Hey, Ahsoka, you got a second? Miles, I don't think it's a good idea to interrupt her during meditations. So it's best if you just leave her in peace while she's meditating. Um, okay, I'll be done. Just let me transmit myself for someone. Okay, is she always that way? Well, last night she's been sensing someone through the force. I'm not sure who it is yet, but whoever it is, that's what we're gonna find out. It's taking forever. When are they gonna do a movie where I'm in the, I don't know, in the MCU? I don't know, when you transfer yourself to another universe like everyone else had. Hey, Miles. Yeah, Genie. When are you gonna, I don't know, do a movie about yourself in the MCU? Because there's still hidden consequences. I don't know yet. I'm still working on it. Well, hopefully we'll do. Well, guys, I got some good news and bad news. Yeah, what is it? Well, I checked the Disney Expo. The good news is we're getting a sequel, Inside Out 2. Any bad news? Unfortunately, there's still no sign of any sequels for Finding Marlin or Big Hero 6 Chapter 2. At least Hero's not there to find out. He already did found out. You don't need to announce it. Sorry. Yeah, I don't get it. When are they gonna do a third sequel? May I ask, what's so important with this third sequel anyhow? Maybe in case you haven't been on Earth yet, this movie has been delayed for 2 decades and nobody realized what's more important. There isn't. Look, the truth is, ever since that first movie came out in the year 2003, they made a stupid mistake. Like what? That vicious monster killed his mother. What was her name? She's named after the reef. But I feel bad for him. And that's why this monster has to end it, because it's already cursing Marlin too far, which almost broke their relationship. Still, you lost me back there. They're talking about the Barracuda, the one who's responsible for this entire adventure. Oh, it is? Yeah. And yet, they still haven't figured it out. They're just wasting their times, just like everyone else who doesn't care. Well, I care, and I want some justice, because I still have a score to settle with Bon Voyage and Underminer for getting away with it. You know what Pixar is bad at? Keeping your words, because they're never gonna fulfill your promises. Yeah, right. So how long will it take for your, I don't know, producers to do those sequels? For both of them? Well, for the producers who originally made those sequels with full inspiration, will take them like a decade, because we don't know when or how it will happen. Great. So how long will it take for me to do it? Because I'm the one with the big ideas. Yeah, me too, because I don't have time for delays. Well, for the fans, you could say a year of designing, rehearsals, and concept artists. That'll be a shock. But still, we can't let those movies be a flaws like they did to this other movie. Because Pinocchio was already a first flaws. How was that a first flaws? Because I don't like how these kids turn to donkeys and yet nobody apprehended that fat guy who's responsible. For once, Miles, I feel sorry for you for what it's like for someone who gets away with it. But you're lucky at least I discovered the truth. But yet, still hasn't happened. If you ask me, I'm surrounded by deceivers who don't care about no one anymore. I care because this time no one's getting ignored, no matter what. You better be right about one thing. Yeah, you know what? The truth is, you guys don't need money or permission. You need a magic lamp to grant all your requests as fast as possible. But without my lamp, I'm unable to grant your wishes. It's hopeless. I'm just a Normal, but yet Houdini genie. You don't need a lamp. I need a time machine to bring sequels a bit faster. Again with the time machines. What? It's all I can think of since I've been stuck in Taquina Prime for a long time. You're still talking about it? I have a high knowledge, you know. Yeah, me too. Hey, Simba, I got a question. How did you how do I say this? How do I what? How did your father became this way? Let's just say previously when I was a cub, my uncle manipulated me on this gorge. And then later my father died and then became a spirit, whatever I'm guided to. And then later I felt punished after I did to no, I mean what happened before you were born. Oh, like what was your dad Mufasa really like during these times? Yeah, because you never told us about his origins before. Yeah, especially how your uncle got that scar on his eye. Well, no one's ever asked me like that before. Well, truthfully, I do know most of his stories from my mother and from my uncle Scar. They told me everything. Was that before he betrayed you? Yes, at least he told me the positive parts. Really, I can't wait to hear it. You're, besides, you've already heard about my origins. Now I want to learn about your dad's origins. Like, what was he really like? Well, he was. Well, I don't remember much, but it's gonna take me like a year to get these stories in process. But all I know is that my father and my uncle were cubs once. They grew up in the Pride Lands with my grandfather, who showed him about the balance of the circle of life. Really. Then later, he met my mother, Sarabi. I like it when you say her name. As a king, I'm always about introducing for one another. Really. How intriguing. And then what? Well, for some reason, my grandfather soon passed away to an unknown death, and he has become part of the circle of life. So he became a god? Because I like the name of it. It makes it sound kind of foreshadowing. Yeah, I know about gods when I see one. Well, speaking of which, they are going to do a prequel about your dad. It's like a Star Wars prequel. Even James Earl Jones won't be respiring his role unless it's narrating. How is James Earl Jones comparing? Well, in case you haven't done research, he was the voice of the infamous Darth Vader, and while this guy is Mufasa. Please don't compare. Sorry. It's awkward. He's becoming popular. Really? You know, in case he shows up, maybe we can recruit him. You want to recruit my father? Well, can he shapeshift into both forms, including a ghost and living? Well, I don't know. He's never done this before. Well, just in case, we might need his help to go against the Cave of Wonders. He might turn into a tiger form. Alright, I'm done. So what's all this talk about? Oh, it's simple. How you feel like watching Inside Out 2? What? It's nothing. I thought you won a girl's theme. Clearly I wouldn't. It's nothing, Ashoka. It's just that what were you meditating about? I'm still thinking about my mother. Oh, you have a mother? How sweet. But also I was meditating about Count Dooku's origins. Like, what was he like before he became a Sith? You know, I feel sorry for him. Yeah, me too. How could Darth Sidney portrayed him? It's pronounced Darth Sidious, as a matter of fact. And also, I don't trust that Sith Lord. He's not an actual Sith. They're not supposed to betray each other like the Jedi Council did. But Darth Sidious is not like the Council. course he wasn't. And besides, I still have a score to settle for him for what he did to me and my brothers. Yeah, me too. But wherever he's at, he can't be close. So is that it? There's more. I had contact an old friend of mine. Please be Anakin Skywalker, because we still need to recruit him on the gang. No, just Obi-Wan. General Kenobi? Phew. Finally, I'll be glad to see him again. Seriously? Obi-Wan? Come on, I already seen enough with this beardy, weirdy guy. He fought all of the good, creepy, and yet popular bad guys, and as for Andy, he always fights the old guy and that ugly cloak geezer. What, you're jealous? Yes, I'm jealous that his master gets to fight all the cool bad guys, while this guy just fights the elderlies instead. You don't like him when he fights Count Dooku and Darth Sidious. Yeah, only a master can fight a master, while the apprentice, that's him, has to fight them. They're just saying that he wants to see how Anakin can deal with himself and mauling Grievous. Well, for Grievous, he'll give him an arm wrestle like you say in your world. Even Din Djarin does that. But for Maul, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't want to see him feel over-avenged. On what? You don't want to know. But for Vader, it's a possibility to see who's more mindful. But I fear that if they figure it out, they want revenge on Kenobi. Well, let them try, because soon Andy Sky High is going to be helping him soon. Because I don't think Darth Inhaler is the real deal to me. Besides, why do they still treat him like a bad guy? Don't they know he's redeemed? Yes, but he still has his memories, mostly. But until my master arrives, we need to deal with Vader, personally. Okay, and for the record, I don't like pretenders because I don't have time to play. Neither does Maul or Dooku. I sense something. Some presence I haven't felt since. General Grievous, what is Maul thinking of? He sensed something, Vader. But whatever it is, I wish to find out. How could I feel so blind? How could he be so close? I am sensing him. Kenobi. He's alive. Kenobi. Obi-Wan. Yes. He's coming. I can sense him. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I still have a score to settle with him. He may blast me to pieces, but this time it's his turn to get shot. I'll deal with Obi-Wan myself. He's still my master. Oh no, I am going to kill him. He slain me first. And furthermore, that's enough. Obi-Wan was my problem to deal with. And once he arrives, I'll be the first to duel. He's the one who ripped my legs in half. And now it's his turn to meet his fate. And if anyone gets in my way, will perish. You demand honor from us? Big mistake. Well, let's see how it goes. If you fail. Kenobi is the only one who fears me most. Besides, I am more powerful than any Jedi that he can face. More powerful? I wouldn't be too sure. You've been a loyal ally, but slave to Lord Sidious for the final straw. And no matter what he says, no matter what he promises you, he'll never give you what you deserve. Now here's the deal. If you ever want to remain alive, let me face Kenobi myself. I will deal with him. Big mistake, Maul. But sooner or later, Obi-Wan will be mine. Kenobi will still perish.